What's up, wrestling fans? It's your favorite dudes, and we are back for a very special episode of Dudes Talking Wrestling. I'm Dev.
I'm Spooky.
And Spook, go ahead and introduce our guest today.
Today we have none other than Pro Wrestling Edge.
What up?
What's going on, guys?
Fellas,
Dano Mac, what's up?
we are here for a very special episode.
Combat 1?
I think it might be our best episode yet. Our biggest
I'm not
one.
going to argue that.
We've got predictions, all the matches happening at Combat 1. Let's jump right into it, fellas.
You guys want to start off with a match in particular, or how do you guys want to run it?
Well, I mean, we could run right down the card. We can start with the Gladiator Battle Royal.
All right, that's
Let's jump
perfect.
right to it.
Let's go
That
right
one,
to
you know,
it.
there's even a lot of people that's still not announced for it. So,
Right.
us making our predictions on who's in there already. So far, we'll talk about the entrance. I'll name a couple off. Forever Young Zoe and Gio Bronco. They both came out. Not a lot of people know about who Gio Bronco is, but you're going to find out who the BBC is, and don't Google that. All right? Do not Google that. But there's a lot of people very familiar with Forever Young Zoe. He's very hot on the social media scene and doing his stuff. So
What about Brutus Atwell?
Ooh, the Swamp Man.
Come on now.
Come on. I love me some
He's a
Brutus
force to be
Atwell.
reckoned with.
He's a force of nature, man.
yeah.
Slam every man. He lives by that rule, and that's what he does, man.
I mean, it's either he's got the ups, or they're just going to turn on him immediately and get him right out.
Oh, they have to, because, I mean, as of right now, he's definitely the biggest guy in the Battle Royal right now.
Yeah, that's been announced, definitely.
Without a doubt. And one dude that's been slept on that kind of flew under the radar was Father Marquise. Father Marquise is going to be in this match, too, as well.
Okay.
And he's somebody who's a nice young star who's just coming up.
There we go.
But what about Kenny Urban? I mean, he's bringing Goose with him.
Goose is loose.
I'm just saying, pinkies up, muchachos.
Pinkies
Right.
up,
Yeah, that's
muchachos.
home turf around here, so definitely Kenny Urban. For me, that would be my prediction. I mean, that would be a great upset. So
You never
we'll
know
see.
what happens when the goose is loose, like you said. For me, fan favorite without a doubt. I'm excited for this one. They did say, and many, many more. Who would you like to see be added to this match?
I got one right off the rip, and I think this one that's not been announced, I really think could win it. Big Flex.
Okay.
That's a good one.
He's kind of been the Debo of Combat 1 so far.
100%.
Why wouldn't he just show up, and just take the win and get that contract, which I don't think he really needs the contract. He's going to be there regardless, in my opinion.
I think he's going to take it regardless. I mean, that's what Debo does. I mean, Big Flex just steals what he wants.
Right, just takes what he wants, yeah.
Every show he's made an impact, so why not on this one?
Well, the good thing about Combat 1, it could be anybody. We see talent coming to Combat 1 that we don't see other places.
Right.
So it could be somebody that no one's thinking about. So, I mean, it could be anyone.
I'll jump right into it. I think if it is Big Flex, I'm going to have to recant on my Kenny Urban. Whether he's taking change, taking dollar bills, or just taking names.
He stole that ref's payday.
I'm just saying. And, these refs work hard for their money. I like that name. I would like to see Big Flex added.
First I was Kenny, now I'm Big Flex. I don't know. I'm up in the air. We'll just see. We'll see what happens.
Don't sleep on Gio, though.
Someone returning, I would like to see, if possible, if he is coming, would be Soda Pop Hendrix. I was really impressed with his debut
absolutely.
at Cinco de Uno.
Yeah.
So I would love to see him come back and make an entrance here in the Combat 1 and get that contract.
That'd be a nice
there's
surprise.
Contract up for grabs
Yeah.
here in this. It's just not a normal Battle Royal going on.
Right. Let's talk about the next match, fellas. What do we have on the
I'll let
card?
you guys lead with this one.
We'd really like to lead with this one because, we got the tables match.
Oh,
And,
okay. There we go.
this has our guys, Midwest Scum. They're going to be with D-Mac, and they're going to go against TNT with Devon Dudley in that one. So, of course, it's going to be a tables match, but I don't think that team's going to be yelling, get the tables.
Midwest Scum, I think, is going to have to testify because TNT is coming hard. I think that these guys got it.
I'll tell you what, we have the honor of being personal friends with Midwest Scum, and we've been invited into the home, and we've broke bread with them, and I'm telling you what, they weren't happy with what happened at the last show.
No. Being handcuffed.
TNT might be, might have a little bit of a legacy with their father and that bloodline, but I'm telling you what, the Dread King Logan was Pro Wrestling Edge Wrestler of the Year for a reason.
See that?
So, and the grimy one, I they can bring Devon in, but I mean, everyone loves D-Mac, and D-Mac's going to be that equalizer to keep Devon out of the way. And I don't think TNT doesn't have a chance.
He's writing the story right here, ladies and gentlemen. Come on.
They don't have a chance. Midwest Scum's coming out on top.
So then, if
Don't have a chance. You're saying that they're not gonna. It's not gonna be a little fight. It's not gonna be a battle at all. I mean,
there's definitely gonna be a battle. It's always a battle when Midwest comes in it, but yeah,
they're
gonna fight all over.
They're
gonna fight all over too. Another one that could go. They can go on the Ferris wheel.
I know that's gonna go. Jesus.
That could go on the Ferris wheel.
Really
I'll put
can.
it like this:
They're
get the drones
scummy
ready.
and grimy. Yeah, get the drones.
Get the drones ready.
TNT's up 1 on Midwest. I like your prediction, and once again, I love Midwest Scum together. I think they are just a 1-2 knockout punch.
Absolutely.
Me personally, this is my thoughts. I like them together better than I do separately. They just clash so well together, but these brothers, you have to remember, these guys are brothers coming in with their papa. So I don't know. I'm not gonna make a prediction on this one, but I am excited for this match. I know it's gonna be very high intensity.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a top tier match for sure. I would definitely see this one probably maybe mid card, just maybe the first match right back from intermission if there is an intermission that goes down.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said with the fair, I don't know what's all gonna happen, but
Grab your elephant ears and get right back for the action.
I'm gonna definitely get fed on some lemonade and elephant ears and all that stuff. But no, this is two teams that are trying to build a legacy, like we touched on. Devon has a legacy as a tag team partner.
Right.
TNT wants to continue on that legacy.
Right.
Midwest Scum's trying to start their own legacy here in Michigan and outside of Michigan.
D-Mac already has a legacy.
Yeah, you got D-Mac, legend himself. So you got two Hall of Famers, and you got two upcoming
Fowlerville or Dudleyville. Which way? How we playing it? You know what I mean? I'm going with TNT. I mean, much respect to the guys, Midwest Scum, Zach Thomas, great guys, but just I'm going with the TNT. I'm going with the Dudleys.
They're gonna chop TNT down like a brick tree.
I think it's gonna be 2-0.
Fellas, let's jump right into this triple threat #1 contender match for the Crash Division title. We've got Jason Hotch, Nate Bach, and Tommy Vendetta. PWE, the floor is yours.
This one was a really hard one. Jason Hotch, he's on fire. I mean, you guys are seeing him on Impact TV right now. Like, he's popping up everywhere with the quickness. Tommy Vendetta, a little less known from your crowd, but he's been across the country getting in death matches, getting his butt whooped and whooping other people's butts. And then the wild card from the West Coast, Nate Bach, man. Only because I think that top notch is just so hot right now that I'm picking Jason Hotch.
If you talk about a Crash division, this Crash division is the epitome of what Nate Bach is. I mean, he's the perfect fit for a division that has to mix high flying with. I mean, he's just so good. And I know if you look at this match as a whole, Tommy is going around the country doing his thing and tearing up, and Jason Hotch is an Impact Wrestling star. But I'm going with the wild card from the West Coast, Nate Bach, in this one.
Good choice.
Yeah, I definitely would take Nate Bach as well on this one. But I think Combat One did an awesome job coming up with this Crash division.
Absolutely.
So I think it's one of the
100%.
coolest things in wrestling right now. I mean, you got to do off the top rope, and then it's insane. I absolutely love it. The rules behind it. Falls, yeah. It's awesome. It's basically a 2-in-1 match you're getting.
So to initiate the match, you got to hit your first move's got to be off the top rope,
off the
and
top
then you
rope.
can make your pinfall.
Yep, and that could be anywhere, like Dan O'Mac said.
Right,
but
right.
yeah, I'm definitely going with Nate Bach, the wild card, and him. I definitely expect to see jump off of the Ferris wheel or something compared to his last couple of matches that he's done. Get the hair going and do that frog splash because that dude gets up there.
I'm an underdog, man. You guys got to give Tommy Vendetta his respect. I'm sure you guys already do, but like this division is for the underdogs, in my personal opinion. I feel like this is almost like could you say like European title-ish? You know what I mean? You're making your way up towards the ladder, so to say. So I think that Tommy Vendetta really has the underdog chance in getting this. But Nate Bach does, he might come back. You know, so it is up in the air for me personally, but I think that the crowd shouldn't leave Tommy Vendetta out because he's known to be able to, you know, pull some tricks under the sleeve.
I'm going to pick up right where Spook left off, man. He's called the lovable psychopath for a reason. I fell in love with this guy. I love his demeanor. I love his entrance. I'm not going to say he hasn't been shown the love and respect that he's deserved, but this is for him. 100%. I think, no disrespect to those other wrestlers, Hotch, awesome. Bach, love it. We kind of share the same hair on top, not in the back. But I think this is his time.
Yeah.
I truly think this is the era of Tommy Vendetta. And for my pick, I go with TV.
I feel like this type of match is honestly a little out of like Top Notch's caliber a little bit. I feel like he's above this type of match, to be honest.
I don't know about that, but like the one thing I wanted to say, you know, Tommy Vendetta's great, Nate Bach's great, but Tommy's in Nate's head. He's not in Hotch's head.
Right.
Hotch is going to come into this level-headed. He might just sit back and let those guys duke it out and save all his energy too, you know. So anything could really happen, you know, in this match, period. Yeah.
Right.
I like that. Moving on. Let's keep going down the list. Nadia White versus Hornswoggle.
Definitely an interesting matchup, that's for sure.
Threw me for a loop when
I
got the text. I was like, wait a minute, hold up. So, and I'm gonna be honest, I had to look her up, you know, and I saw some matches, which great opponent, you know, she's really good in the ring. Again, I'm just thrown for a loop on this one. I don't know. I'll have to see how it's played out here.
Yeah, this one you can. I don't know if you really can pick a winner on the outcome of it. There's so many different things that could happen.
I'd like to see how it
matchup.
comes about. You know what I mean? Like I like to see the build up for it to see, like, okay, like what's going on with the chemistry here? What's you know?
I was like you. I had to look up Nadia White too, and yeah, she's definitely awesome. That's another thing Combat One does so good is bringing in great talent from outside in. So
KJ
I'm really
Reynolds,
stoked
I didn't
for
know
that.
about him until Combat One, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. So and then next thing you know, he's an IWR. So there you go.
I'll speak on him later. Awesome wrestler. See, I was raised old school, where we're not raising our fist to a lady. I don't know how Hornswoggle was raised, but I like what you said. I want to see the build up to this match. I'm excited. I know there was in wrestling news that Hornswoggle actually wasn't in action anymore. So when I saw this was on the list, I got excited. I think as a wrestling fan, you have to be excited. It's just the caliber of what Combat One has brought and continues to bring to the table of professional wrestling, in my opinion. So once again, I think Miss White has this because if my papa was around, we don't fight with ladies.
I think it's just gonna be fun regardless. You know, you see Hornswoggle. You know, he came into IWR like you talked about, and it was fun. You know what he did. So I think it's gonna be fun. The match in general, it might highlight Nadia a little bit more, and we might see her get to come back at Combat One. You know, maybe this is some type of tryout or something like that. Right. But regardless, I think the fans are going to really enjoy this one. There's going to be something. We're going to be surprised by this because, you know, we're all a little unsure.
I could see it even turning into a tag team match. Maybe mixed tag team match. I don't know. I could see that happening. So
That's a good way to see it.
you know, like I can see that might. Next thing you know, Big Flex coming through again. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Hornswoggle on Big Flex's
No,
back.
no.
Whatever happens,
There you go.
whatever happens, we're gonna be entertained with Swaggle.
Right.
I mean,
Yes.
he just. I hope he comes out from under the ring.
Oh, that's
The old WWF days.
Yeah, that'd be
and
great.
you know, he's gonna pull some tricks out. He's gonna run around that ring and you know, I just want to be entertained by Swaggle.
Right.
I like that.
Absolutely.
Maybe he could hop on one of those mini horses and ride it out to the ring.
If he comes out on a mini horse,
Hey, that'll-
I might just have to leave and say, all right, my money's, it's been worth it. Thank you. That's all I need to see. Fellas, who do you got in the next match?
Well, there's something that we haven't talked about. It's been announced though, is the Dante's Battle of the Behemoths. You know, there's no competitors yet, but let's speculate a little bit. You know, by the name of the match and how he explained it in his promo, like who would you think is going to be in this?
I was gonna say Shogun, but he's already in a match, so
This is where I see Big Flex. I mean, when Dante was explaining who's going to be a part of this match, I was like, this has got to be Big Flex. So that's who, if I'm going to speculate anyone, I'm speculating Big Flex.
interesting.
Congo Kong. I could see him making an appearance. I mean, you know, Dante said it would be like Godzilla versus King Kong, Congo Kong. I mean, goes hand in hand.
Oh.
That's good.
Yeah,
I
like
Big
that.
Flex. I think
I like
that would
that.
be a good matchup too. Congo Kong versus Big Flex.
You just blew my mind on that. I don't even know what to think. I didn't even
I think
I've
you
been
have
thinking
the
about
match.
that
I
one
said,
for a
I
minute.
think you
didn't
did.
even think about.
We get
that
President
at all.
Klontz on the phone right now and figure this out.
Can someone get a call in? Who do you think, Spook? You said it.
I've really.
Right away, my mind would go to a Shogun, but with him already in action, obviously, I don't see that happening. I'm stumped on this one. I really am. I'm excited for the announcement. Did it say that? Are they going to lead up to it? Will we know that night?
There's no info. When we first seen it, we talked amongst each other a little bit. Like, that's where we were putting Hornswoggle.
Oh, that would be.
That would have been a good one too.
I know it
a
sounds-
total switch up on us.
I know it sounds a little ridiculous, but this is wrestling. He's a behemoth in his world.
Right.
We were thinking
Right.
Hornswoggle versus Big Flex. In that sense. So it's funny how that keeps coming up.
Right.
I just pictured that.
You could really fit Big
like-
Flex anywhere in there, but if he's not in the Gladiator Battle Royal, like I agree with Dan O'Mac there. Like I think
That's
he's
a good
going to be one
I
of the
forgot about
competitors.
that, yeah.
Or you know what? He wins the contract and then enters that. We never know.
Sign
Like I said, it's
contract.
wrestling.
Debo taking what he wants.
Right.
I
Yeah,
can
exactly. He
see
gonna
that
take what he
happening.
wants.
Yeah.
If Flex wants to be in the matchup, I don't see it not happening.
Who's going to tell him no?
I'm not.
Yeah, I ain't going to.
No.
I'm just
Is Dante? Is he gonna tell him no? What's up, Dev?
up next. We have the 6-man Coliseum cage match for the inaugural One World Championship. Fellas, I've been so excited to see the combatants continue to be announced. Oh my goodness! I mean, just the names alone. Who do you think, Spook?
I mean, let's name the opponents.
I'll jump up with we got Heath Slater. Let's all go around and say who. No, just one opponent.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Chin Strap Jesus.
Shogun Jackson Stone.
The one guy that is coming back to Combat One, who a great example of when they bring in outside talent, Jaden Newman. Jaden Newman is going to be definitely a wild card in this. He's someone that because of Combat One, thank you to Combat One, we get to see someone like that here in Michigan.
And then they also have Diener and Big Con in this match. Inside of a cage.
So what I was reading was 2 men are going to start in the cage. The other 4 are going to be on the outside of the cage waiting to come in. Every 2 minutes, a competitor will enter the cage. The first 4 eliminations can be done under pinfall or submission. And the final 2, the only way to win is to climb out of it.
Okay, so it's like an elimination chamber and a steel cage in one.
All wrapped
Makes
in
sense.
one.
All wrapped in one. Then
Me personally, I don't see Big Con climbing a cage. That's just me. I think the cage will come down before he makes it out. I think I'm gonna go ahead with my pick. I see he's got kids. He's got the W. I think Heath Slater takes this match.
that's interesting. I mean, I don't know. Have they said who's going to start the match, or
They haven't announced who was going to
not
start.
been dedetermined? See, because that
Yeah,
also
hold on.
I was going to say.
Let me recant that. Yeah.
Who starts the match?
Depending who starts the match. That's a great question too. It'd be.
President Klontz is trying to put everything in the path of Chin Strap Jesus Kyle Barrett. But it doesn't matter if Chin Strap starts first. He comes in the middle. He is the smartest guy in any room that he's in. He's the main event. He's the star of the show. He is the ticket seller. I mean, didn't Fowlerville's website crash because of the ticket sales for this show because everyone wants to come see Chin Strap Jesus? He is the one in Combat One. They can bring in all the WWE, ex-WWE, Impact stars they want. Chin Strap Jesus Kyle Barrett is winning this match. I don't care if he comes in first, he comes in last.
That'd be a story to be told, though. Number one, starting off one.
He is
And then
the
the
one world
yeah.
champion.
Right.
I've said it from the moment they announced this match. Chin Strap Jesus Kyle Barrett is the one in Combat One.
I like it. I think you just hit on something. If Chinstrap does come in as 1, I think that does have a little bit of
To be honest, I don't see the story, the way that the story's already been built. It's not built for anybody but him.
I was going to agree with you. That's what I was
To
going to
be
lead
honest,
into.
there's the Diener,
should have went
not
before
even here.
Dan O'Mac.
Big Con hasn't been here. Heath Slater, good crowd draw.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
And that's-
Shogun, all right. You know, he's dedicated. He's been. We've seen him before, but Shogun, I've been around for a few shows coming in and out of IWR the last year or so. Shogun has really won the crowd over in both IWR and both Combat One. Honestly, he is becoming a crowd favorite. He's really won me over with the crowd too. So I can see that even maybe being upset. But is he climbing the cage?
he's not climbing the cage.
I think he's definitely taking the
You're
cage.
you're
I'm
eliminating
going
the
with
big guys
Shogun.
by saying that. They got to go over the cage. You're taking out those bigger men. I don't see them.
Well, who's to say they're climbing over? I mean, they could throw somebody through it. I mean,
We've seen
then
this
it
done
changes
before.
The rules, you know?
I
mean,
guess, but I mean, I don't want to see that, honestly. I don't want to see someone get thrown through the cage.
I think now that you said it and you laid it out for us like that, Dan, I think what's going to happen is exactly what you said. And I think in previous matches, as we spoke on earlier, I think a few of those bigger names, now I'm going to recant my Heath, Shogun, Khan, they're going to battle each other out. And Chinstrap's going to outsmart them by letting these guys just go at it.
You know, they've tried to run Chinstrap off. They suspended him because he wanted to make sure a referee got his payday. And they're putting all this in front of him. Thanks to Lawrence Jeter for standing up to Klantz and putting Chinstrap in this match, even though I don't really care for his point of not caring about Chinstrap. Jesus, this is more about him and Klantz. But I've said it from day one. You know, if you listen to the podcast that come out this week or prior to the show, when, you know, Chinstrap got robbed, when Ben Raven decides to get involved in something and D-Mac got the win, from that moment on, Kyle's the smartest man in any room he's in. He's going to find a way to get around all of these WWE Impact stars and Shogun. You know, there's a little bit of history too with Kyle and Shogun that we haven't seen end, but Kyle's smart. And regardless of what gets put in front of him, he's coming out on top.
If not Kyle, who?
There's no other option.
There's no one.
Kyle is the one in Combat One. He is the one world champion. It's been his since this has come about.
Big on storytelling, you know, and this will be great for how the story's been going out, but also what better way to continue the story by having Chris Klantz maybe screw him over, you know?
There's always that possibility.
Because then that brings me back in. Like, why are they giving him the title? I'm trying to see the strap on him.
But like I said, he being the smartest man in the room, Chris Klantz might be 3 steps ahead. Chinstrap's 5. So they can put whatever they want in front of him. He knows what's going to happen before it happens because he's smart.
All right, guys. Whatever happens in the matches, we know we're going to be entertained. We know we're going to be in Fowlerville. I want a special thank you to you guys for coming out and talking about wrestling with us. Let the people know where they can find you at, where to watch your guys' podcast, listen to your guys' podcast, and where they can find some more entertainment on your guys' end.
You can listen to us anywhere that you can find your podcast, Spotify, Apple, Google Play, all of them. We're at PWE Pod on all social media platforms and pwepod.com.
Awesome.
All right, you guys, we're going to wrap it up here. We're going to see you guys July 27th in Fowlerville, Michigan for Combat One.
I'm Dev.
I'm Spooky.
And at the end of the day, we're just a couple
Dudes talking wrestling.